Hey there, it's November 9th, 2013, and this is the Awkward Geek, bringing you Why Attractiveness Matters. I just watched a video that really inspired me. I'm going to link that video so that you can take a look, but as it's a time lapse, there really isn't much to spoil or reveal. In the video, a poverty-stricken alcoholic veteran is taken and given a makeover. The results at the end are pretty spectacular. The video itself highlights this transition, and it's one of those truly amazing things to watch. It piqued a topic that had been floating around in my brain for some time too, the topic of attractiveness. When you talk about attractiveness, a dichotomy might appear in your mind. On one side are those beautiful people who seem only and entirely interested in appearance. You know, the sort of person that calls you jealous when you label them superficial. On the other side are those rebellious people in grungy clothes, who seem to intentionally smell and offend, as if to say screw you for even trying to judge what they look like. Thing is, there's nothing right or wrong about either set of views. However, the point I want to make is that it's not a dichotomy. There's a spectrum there, and, for the intents and purposes of human interaction, I think that spectrum is of paramount importance. As a society, the majority has, for many years, lived a sort of hypocritical duality. We tell each other and our children, don't judge a book by its cover, and yet we live in a constant state of dissonance as we do that very thing. Even as we teach our kids not to judge others, we instinctively steer them away from people who look creepy. That guy who's not shaved and is staring at the kids? Yeah, let's not deal with him. Truth is, there's no reason that guy is more of a pedophile than the guy who might only be watching out of the corner of his eye. That's why it's a fallacy. At the same time, that very fallacy is also a survival instinct, which has been keeping people alive for a long, long time. We use appearance to make quick, gut-feeling judgments about people. However, what we should be telling each other is not, don't judge a book by its cover, but, rather, if it looks readable, you should give it a try, and don't just give up after the first page. Give it 100 or so. But let's face it, that doesn't roll off the tongue. If someone takes care of themselves, it suggests ambition, pride, self-esteem, all traits that might matter for something like a job. If someone wears a band t-shirt, that says a lot about them too. There's the girl who's always wearing a cute outfit, the guy who's tuning out the world in his headphones, and that person on the train who's saying hi to everyone. We use snap judgments all the time, and they reward us pretty well. They fail pretty hard too, though. Back to the veteran in the video. Now, I don't know the guy at all. He could be a real douchebag. But I like to give the benefit of the doubt. I like to imagine he's a great human being who was traumatized or left without the means to really make a way for himself. You know, the sort of person who struggles once they leave the great systematic machine that is modern childhood, when followed almost immediately by the military. You go from a strict, rigid schedule where you're told what to do and where to be from the moment you were born to nothing. That transition doesn't work for some people, so that's what I like to imagine when I picture him. However, if you look at the initial frame, what you see is not something that inspires you to get to know him. There's nothing there that says, read this book. And maybe it shouldn't. However, because some people took the time to get to know him, they found out he was a book worth reading. It doesn't mean appearance isn't worthwhile, though. Attractiveness has its flaws. It can lie like no one's business. However, it's not going away. Until such a day as you can look at someone and immediately know everything they like, dislike, and how their daily moods are, there will always be that immediate desire to try and guess those things simply by how they look. It may not be the best system, but it's the system we have. That means we can work with it and use it to our advantage. When we understand what the game is, then we can play it. I'm not saying to use lies to your advantage, because, in the end, lies have a habit of being caught out. Rather, if we understand what people are doing when they look at us, then we understand the importance of giving an appearance that answers their questions in the best way possible. This is why appearance matters, why attractiveness matters. Being beautiful isn't about making others jealous, it's about attracting the right people to us. By being the best people we can be, inside and out, we increase our chances of surrounding ourselves with people that help enrich and fulfill our lives, and that's something I think we can all agree is worthwhile. As always, thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe.